Okay, so the oversight Dems have released even more emails from the Epstein estate. The first batch of emails that they put out were specifically about having to do with Trump, and the second one includes like 16 pages of emails, and they say more documents obtained by oversight subpoena of Jeffrey Epstein's estate include communications between Epstein and Steve Bannon, Larry Summers, and others. Take a look. So because I was looking through these and I was just kept on getting shocked. So, dear Brett Yaff, I have no clue. I looked him up. He's a lawyer. So I left you a telephone message earlier. The Mail on Sunday newspaper is running a story on Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew, and others this weekend. We urgently require responses from Miss Maxwell to the following questions. Our deadline is noon tomorrow. My telephone numbers are redacted or redacted. Annette Witheridge on behalf of the Mail on Sunday. So this is a reporter contacting I'm assuming one of Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers. So redacted, I'm guessing victim's name, says Ghislaine Maxwell offered her a job as a masseuse with Jeffrey Epstein when she was aged 15. Miss Maxwell led redacted upstairs on her first visit to him at his Palm Beach house. Mr. Epstein was naked on the massage table. Gross. Ew. Gross. Ew. Miss Maxwell initiated a bisexual. Ew. Who would want that with her? Ugh. That's why that's why they have to be fucking pedophiles, because they're disgusting. Initiated bisexual encounter during which Miss Maxwell rubbed her own breasts on Mr. Epstein and directed victim to copy her. Please respond to these allegations and all others in the original Jane Doe 102 complaint. Like, that's like, ew. I mean, like, we knew, but like, ew. Miss Maxwell took part in numerous other sexual encounters involving her assistant, redacted name, redacted name, and Mr. Epstein. I have no idea. Well, we don't know. I don't see a comma, but there might be one there. It's redacted. So there might be two people, but it might just be the assistant's full name. Redacted name was paid between $200 and $500 for sex, depending on whether it involved travel and other men. Ew. Also, you cheap bastard. You're a fucking, like, what the fuck? Redacted name victim was required to have sex with friends of Miss Maxwell and Mr. Epstein, including Glenn Dubin, Les Wexner, Ehud Barak, former Senator George Mitchell, and Stephen Coughlin. I didn't even read that entire what. I skimmed through this questions. I didn't. A victim was required to have sex with friends of Miss Maxwell and Mr. Epstein, including Glenn Dubin, Les Wexner, Ehud Barak, the former Prime Minister of Israel, and former Senator George Mitchell, and Stephen Coughlin. Miss Maxwell kept sex toys and costumes in the Palm Beach mansion and dressed the victim prior to sex sessions with Mr. Epstein. Maxwell herself wore black vinyl during sex sessions with Mr. Epstein. Ew. Ghislaine Maxwell introduced the victim to Prince Andrew in 2001. At Miss Maxwell's London house, where the victim had sex with him. The victim was subsequently directed to meet him at Mr. Epstein's New York house, where Miss Maxwell directed the victim to sit on Andrew's knee with redacted name, maybe the assistant. Andrew groped both girls. Miss Maxwell directed the victim after this to have sex with Andrew. Miss Maxwell and Mr. Epstein subsequently traveled with redacted victim's name to Little St. James, the pedo island, where she was directed to stage an orgy for Andrew and Mr. Epstein, during which she performed oral sex on them. The victim was paid extra by Mr. Epstein or his employees for these sexual encounters. Ms. Maxwell knew the victim's age and laughed about it when she introduced her to Andrew. Sorry, I just read the next one. Ms. Maxwell and Mr. Epstein tried to persuade the victim to bear his child. Ms. Maxwell and Mr. Epstein tried to persuade the victim to bear Jeffrey Epstein's child. After sexual encounters with male friends of Mr. Epstein and or Miss Maxwell and Miss Epstein would ask the victim explicit questions about what went on. Yeah, they needed intelligence. They needed blackmail. They needed to know what happened. They needed to know exactly which ways these pedophiles were molesting girls. Fucking sick, man. Fucking sick. And now we basically have confirmation due to drop site news reporting that was how I found about it. That Jeffrey Epstein was Israeli intelligence. So how many people are compromised by Israel? How many American diplomats, billionaires, people in power are compromised by Israel due to these two demons? Mr. Epstein's residences in Florida and New York had surveillance cameras that taped the sex sessions and taped the victim even in the bathroom. What the fuck, you disgusting pervert. That's so he can have blackmail on everybody. There's nowhere. That's exactly. This is like. It's so insane how these people all operate similarly. And what I mean by these people is like these demonic people that are addicted to power, and what they look for and what they get out of sexual encounters with people is power. They have power over you. It was very evident with R. Kelly. It was very evident with Hugh Hefner, which I've done a lot of looking into, and I've watched every single documentary and I've done a lot of looking into both of those two men. And they both kept videos as blackmail of people. Both of them. This is so common between in that crowd that it's just like, and it's so sick how they all operate the same. The Playboy Mansion had cameras everywhere. Do you know how many celebrities went to Playboy parties and maybe were doing drugs, having sex? Then it was all on camera. Hugh Hefner had the dirt on everybody in Hollywood. Jeffrey Epstein had the dirt on every powerful person in the West. And if he didn't, he had somebody that was close to them. Miss Maxwell and Mr. Epstein arranged for Ehud Barak to have sex with several girls, often at Mr. Epstein's Palm Beach house. Disgusting. He needs to be, low bar in Israel, genocidal maniac, fucking Nazi Yahoo. Could be, like, all of them need to go to fucking jail. But, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This is not okay. Like, Miss Maxwell piloted? Miss Maxwell piloted? She's a pilot? Piloted President Bill Clinton in a... I hate that old fucking pervert. Jesus fuck. President Bill Clinton in a helicopter to dinner on Little St. A helicopter? So that's how people weren't on the flight logs, but were on the island. It's been so long since I was, like, I got knees deep in the Epstein shit, but that was 2019, back when he died. And then I was like, yep, all these people are corrupt. And then I was like, okay, should come out. And then, like, 6 years passed, and it's like, holy fuck, okay. Okay. Miss Maxwell piloted President Bill Clinton in a helicopter to dinner on Little St. James, the pedo island, where two brunettes, Miss Maxwell, they forgot to redact it. I mean, I thought it was her due to everything that was said, because it matches a lot of the details that of her particular case. But you can see down point 13, Miss Maxwell piloted President Bill Clinton in a helicopter to dinner on Little St. James, where two brunettes, Miss Maxwell, Virginia, and Epstein were at the table. This is... if the way this, like, a reporter would ask a question like that, they would state somebody's entire name unless they had already mentioned them. So it says up at the beginning, point 1, where it's redacted and it's a lot longer, that's the full name. And then the next one is led, and you see how it's a lot smaller, that's her first name. So oversight Dems, that's an oversight, babe. I mean, we all, like, we knew, like, Virginia, if you aren't aware, if you've been living under a rock, Virginia is Virginia Giuffre. She is the main accuser of Prince Andrew, and that's I paused for a second. Was when Miss Maxwell told one of the victim redacted to sit on Andrew's knee with blank. I thought I remember seeing a photo similar to that. I remember seeing the photo of them with Glenn in the background and that they're standing up, but like it just made me pause and like I think when you look back and like I'm sorry I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable, but like when you look back on things, you kind of think about them in broad generalities. And 6 years ago, when I was finding out, or what was it, 6 or 7? I don't know when all this Epstein stuff. I don't remember exactly. 17 maybe 2017. I don't know. I'm sorry. Um, it's been so long that I don't. The details kind of fade, but the broad generalities remain. And hearing the details again is just like sickening. Like and also like where it was redacted, I wasn't entirely 100,000% sure it was Virginia Giuffre, but they forgot to redact it. Unless unless I'm wrong, it it's just now I can put a face to these details as well, and it's a person that I have sympathy for, and then these details are like, okay, I'm sorry. Bill Clinton and Maxwell Ghislaine piloted Bill Clinton in a helicopter to dinner on Little St. James, where two brunettes, Miss Maxwell, Virginia, and Mr. Epstein, were at the table. Well, we know that President Bill Clinton likes young brunettes. Mr. Epstein bought Miss Maxwell the helicopter, homes in New York and London, and a Mercedes. I mean, yeah, they were partners in crime. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, you can probably. That's probably publicly available information, isn't it? Why was that a question? I don't know. Sorry. Okay, so just a whole bunch of fuckness, and that's the first one. That's the first one. Like, okay, so from redacted to Brett, to the lawyer again. FYI, following up on my email this morning, again, I have no intention of responding unless you direct otherwise. So that is from. Okay, so that is the reporters, and that was the following. That was just for. And that was in 2011. 2011, a reporter knew about this. Did you hear anything about this? In 2011, Prince Andrew, Ehud Barak, being accused credibly. Fucking disgusting. Forwarded message from Mark Cohen to Ghislaine Maxwell, subject Ghislaine Maxwell. So, it was basically he forwarded it to Ghislaine Maxwell, and then he forwarded it again. FYI, following up on my email of this morning, again, I have no intention of responding unless you direct otherwise. So, Mark Cohen, I believe, is a lawyer. I looked him up, but I couldn't find anything. I'm just taking that assumption because Brett Jaff or Yaff is a lawyer, and It seems it just fit in well. Correct. Just Occam's razor, or whatever you want to call it, ostensibly. And then from Ghislaine Maxwell, she forwarded all of that to Jeffrey Epstein, and then from Jeffrey Epstein forward. Oh, and then he forwarded it to the Duke. So the Duke, it doesn't say for sure, but obviously it's fucking Prince Andrew, or the former prince, the bitch ass fucking boy who just got his fucking title stripped. That motherfucker, the pedophile, him. He was formerly the Duke of York, I believe. So that was his title. He was Prince Andrew Windsor Mountbatten, Duke of York. So he is nicknamed the Duke, obviously. So this is just a forward. So this whole page is basically just a forward chain from lawyer to Ghislaine to Jeffrey to Andrew, and then Andrew to Ghislaine. He says, "Hey there, what's all this? I don't know anything about this. You must say so, please. This has nothing to do with me. I can't take any more of this." Well, maybe you shouldn't start, maybe you shouldn't have stuck your dick in a fucking child, you perverted little piece of fucking shit. Actually, when we do bad things, there are consequences to our actions. And you're going to have to fucking pay, because you're not a prince anymore. You're not a duke. You're nothing. You're a piece of shit. And I'm glad that your fucking brother took away your fucking titles. I don't like that motherfucker. Fuck him. I ride for Lady Di. But fuck you. And fuck your mother for not having already done it. You worthless piece of fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Ugh. He's disgusting. Look. Hey there. What's all of this? I don't know anything about this. You must say so, please. This has nothing to do with me. I can't take any more of this. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. You know who couldn't take any more of this? Virginia Giuffre. That's probably why she killed herself, allegedly. I honestly, at this point, with all the fucking dirt that woman had on you and all the fucking shit that you put her through, and you and your motherfucking friends, the motherfucker that didn't hang himself, that probably got killed too. Everybody that fucking has been around this, you better watch out, motherfucker, because every single person around this fucking case has been killed or died in suicide. Sorry, one sec. Shush. Lay down. Okay. So, sorry. There was a French guy who was connected to Jeffrey Epstein. He went to jail, died in prison the exact same way. Ghislaine Maxwell, why do you think that she was so fucking scared and wanted to get into Club Fed? Because the bitch was gonna get fucking killed eventually at one point, because she knows way too fucking much. Like, these people are not human, so I will not talk about them as such. Once you are a rapist, pedophile, fucking sex trafficker, and especially this monstrous fucking bitch, Ghislaine Maxwell, who apparently is a woman. I don't believe it. Honestly, I honestly assume that she has a dick at this point. Like, maybe she has nothing. Maybe that's why she couldn't satisfy her husband or her boyfriend. Okay, so the next one is a new one. This is from Jeffrey Epstein to Peggy Siegel, who is I looked her up, American publicist. So she would be like, if she was his publicist, she's a demon, first of all, and second of all, she would be like answering like press emails and anything to do with like PR. So and public relations. So this is from Jeffrey Epstein to Peggy Siegel. Should you point out to Ariana Huffington, the Huffington Post? Uh, she was with the Huffington Post. I think she left and started a new outlet or something. I'm not sure, but she's a journalist. That the same type of person, same as Strauss Kahn, which when I read that, when I was going through these, my jaw dropped, because if you know who Strauss Kahn is, the okay, Strauss Kahn was uh, a diplomat. He from France. He when he was it's hard for me to talk about because like Strauss Kahn, Dominique Strauss Kahn, like oh my god. Okay, there is an entire Law and Order SVU episode dedicated to this man. Okay? In 2011, a 32-year-old maid at a New York hotel alleged that Strauss-Kahn had sexually assaulted her after she entered his suite. Strauss-Kahn was indicted on the 18th of May and granted U.S. $1 million bail plus a $5 million bond. After 5 days, he was ordered to remain confined to New York apartment under guard. A semen sample was found on the maid's shirt. On the 24th of May, it was reported that DNA test showed a match to the DNA sample submitted by Strauss-Kahn. He was arraigned on the 6th of June 2011 and pleaded not guilty. In June 2011, the New York Times reported that the case was on the verge of collapse because of problems with the credibility of the alleged victim, who had, according to the sources within the NYPD, repeatedly lied since making her first statement. According to prosecutors, the accuser admitted that she lied to a grand jury about the events surrounding the alleged attack. Diallo said that the translator misunderstood her words. Strauss-Kahn was released from house arrest on July 1st. After completing a lengthy investigation, prosecutors filed a motion to drop all charges against Strauss-Kahn, stating that they were not convinced of his culpability beyond a reasonable doubt due to serious issues in the complainant's credibility and inconclusive physical evidence, and therefore could not ask a jury to believe in it. The semen sample on her shirt wasn't enough. Because somebody at work just wants to like go suck some creepy old fucking man's dick. Like who just trying to fucking make a living, and she got fucking sexually assaulted at work by some fucking foreign diplomat, and she gets if you have no idea about that, they threw everything at her because this motherfucker was powerful. And like the victim blaming and needing of a perfect victim was so it was so frustrating in this case. She had to be the perfect victim, even though there was evidence, DNA evidence, semen found on her shirt. And he was given a lot of leeway because of his diplomacy status. Like I said, there's an entire Law and Order Special Victims Unit episode about this particular case. Motion was granted by Judge Obis in a hearing on the 23rd of August 2011. In a TV interview in September, Strauss-Kahn admitted that his liaison with Diallo was a moral fault and described it as inappropriate. I described it as illegal. You piece of shit. But said it did not involve violence. My ass, you asshole. Constraint or aggression. He said that Diallo had lied about the encounter and that he had no intention of negotiating with her over a civil suit she had filed against him. I'll read that again. He had no intention of negotiating with her over a civil suit she had filed against him. Strauss-Kahn later reached a settlement with Diallo. So he did exactly what he said he wasn't going to do. Why? Because the motherfucker's guilty. Strauss-Kahn later reached a settlement with Diallo for an undisclosed amount over the civil suit. In the aftermath of the New York arrest, numerous other allegations of sexual misconduct were made. During the case, journalist Tristan Bannon, came forward with a claim that Strauss-Kahn had attempted to rape her. In September of 2011, Bannon stated that there was no criminal prosecution. If there was no criminal prosecution, she would bring a civil case against Strauss-Kahn. So, I'm pretty sure over 10 people accused this man. He attained notoriety due to his involvement in several sex scandals. Okay, so that is who Jeffrey Epstein is referencing in this email. He is referencing not only Strauss-Kahn, but Diallo, the victim of that case that did not receive the proper justice. I'm sorry, I had to go on a tangent, but I remember that case, and I've seen the SVU episode, and I remember, for him to even be the way that we, as a society, we have constantly placed victims of sexual assault on trial when they're the victim of the crime is so fucking demonic and so fucking deplorable. I cannot believe that you have to be a perfect victim when you are a victim of any crime, let alone sexual assault. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that's a bad thing. Huh? If you can't, maybe that you should go back to fucking therapy or go back to school or go back to church, something. Seek help. What the fuck? Victims do not have to be fucking perfect. Victims mess up. They lie sometimes because they're scared. Sometimes they're still in fight or flight responses. You have to learn how to talk to them. You cannot blame them for every single thing. They're scared. They were just assaulted in a way that you probably will never know. The violation that they are currently still experiencing. At most times when somebody has done is talking to the police, it has been they have not gotten to shower yet. They have not gotten to clean up. There's still probably fluids on them. They still have, their hair is messed up. They might have skin under their nails. Victims are not perfect. Probably because they're victims. My God, I cannot stand this world. Sorry. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry for yelling, but I'm not sorry for being impassioned about this. I do apologize for going on a tangent about Dominique Strauss-Kahn, but I think it's important to just show the depravity. You already know Jeffrey Epstein is fucking depraved, but like, just like, oh my god. And oh my fucking god. I hate men, and I hate Ghislaine Maxwell, and I hate anybody who fucking supports this or fucking covers up for this fucking bullshit. Mike Johnson, you're going to hell. Donald Trump, you're going to hell. Pamela fucking Joe Bondi, you're going to hell. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Ghislaine Maxwell, since you have internet access in Club Fed, this fucking like cushy fucking prison where you get whatever the fuck you want, a fucking service fucking puppy if you want it, internet access, what any fucking meal you want. Like, if you get to see this, God fucking forbid, I hope you burn in, well, you're going to burn in hell. I hope to God that you get sent back to a high security prison where you are locked up and treated like dirt under somebody's shoe for the rest of your life. And I hope you live to 140 in solitary confinement. I am against the death penalty. Partly because I can think of a few fates worse than death. And that woman deserves all of them. So, you should... This motherfucker is dyslexic as fuck. Anyway, I'm not like... No offense to the dyslexics, peoples. Sorry. Love yous. Should you point out to Ariana Huff... Like, you should point out to Ariana Huff that the same type of person, same as Strauss-Kahn, is he is so illiterate. He was so illiterate. The motherfucker's dead. He's a corpse in the ground. Is Andrew's accuser. So what he's saying is the person accusing them is the same type of accuser as Dominique Strauss-Kahn. So where the police said the people and the court said, and the prosecutors said that she was an imperfect witness, and she had lied about something, or I also believe she was I think she was undocumented, and there was a reason for her, like there were reasons for her to lie, and also victims lie, they get things wrong. Because when you just experience a trauma, you're not clear. And a lot of people will expect you to have a crystal clear view of what just happened to you, and you haven't even processed it yet. A lot of people are still in shock when they're talking to police, and the police expect them to have a story that completely matches word for word at a later point, after they've processed some of the trauma, after they've processed the initial shock, where they can remember a little bit more, maybe, and they take that as a sign that this person is untrustful, while disregarding every single psychological study on how to interact with victims. They do their jobs very poorly, and then expect the victim to be perfect, which is like, it's insane. So he's basically saying the victim, one of his victims, and from what we can assume from the last set of last email, was Virginia Giuffre. He's saying she's a liar. She's not, just like Andrew's accuser, long criminal record, total liar. Ariana should champion the dangers of false allegations. Really, false allegations. Hundreds of girls. False allegations. I hope you're burning down there. I hope you're burning. Getting gangbanged by like Hitler and Mussolini. Like damn. Send a reporter or reporters to investigate. The palace would love it. The girl in the photo was nothing more than a telephone answerer. Bullshit. She was never 15. Bullshit. She was never 15. I mean, dude, you're fucking so stupid. I mean, like, he's so illiterate. What he meant to say was, she was not 15 when she worked for me. Because she was 15 at one point, you dipshit. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The motherfucker is illiterate. He's so stupid. Anyways, but apparently he was a super smart, genius, fucking finance guy. That, yeah, we have to believe all of that. No, he was just a spy with good connections and a lot of blackmail and a taste for pedophilia. The palace would love it. Like Queen Elizabeth, you old rotten dead bitch. I hope you're burning down there too with him. Rake the coals with your bitch ass. Fuck you. And your father. Fuck you. Oh, I hate those fucking people. If you're English and you're watching this, well, no, you don't get to do that. Fuck you. You don't get to clutch your pearls about your monarchy, your government, when you've raped and pillaged all of our countries all around the world for the forever. So, like, fuck you. You devastated my country multiple times. Multiple communities in my country. And not to mention, I'm Irish Catholic descent. I'm of Irish Catholic descent. And the whole entire reason that I'm in this fucking godforsaken fucking country that you raped and pillaged. Only reason that I'm fucking here is because you and your country wouldn't stop fucking trying to colonize Ireland for 800 fucking years. You fucking pieces of shit. I don't have anything against the English, but like, Jesus fuck. The English government, they can all go fuck themselves. And the fucking monarchs. Fuck them all. Okay, so according to her version, she worked for Trump. First at that age. Yeah, motherfucker. You went and fucking trafficked her off that property to your property so you could traffic her across the world to your fucking pedophile island to fucking England. Like, you're a trafficker. You trafficked her out of there, dipshit! Fuck you. It's ridiculous. But the press, like Strauss-Kahn, is afraid to question women. The fuck they are? What the fuck are you talking about? What reality are you living in? I wish the fuck they were. Excuse me? Jesus Christ. the depravity of these fucking people is just like, it knows no fucking bounds. And if the press is afraid to the press is not afraid to question women. Have you ever paid attention to any case, ever at all? What the fuck is wrong with you, asshole? Well, I know what's wrong with you. You're a demon. You're probably having a good time in hell because you're so demonic. You were born there. Okay, so this is the publicist back to Jeffrey Epstein. If you rewrite your last email in better grammar, and so I have better understanding, she can't cut through the bullshit. That's so funny. She basically just said, that made no sense, you're illiterate. She's evil and a demon, so no props to her, but I can cut and paste and send to Arianna Huffington from me. Again, Arianna Huffington worked for the Huffington Post. I'm pretty sure she was Huffington. I'm pretty sure. Anyways. Then Jeffrey Epstein writes back to the publicist, I think a great opportunity has arisen. Just like the headlines of a hotel maid now proven to have lied in the Strauss-Kahn case. The girl who accused Prince Andrew can easily be proven to be a liar. I think Buckingham Palace would love it. You should task someone to investigate the girl, victim's name redacted, that has caused the Queen's son all this aggro. Burn in hell. Both of you, Elizabeth and Jeffrey. Fuck you both. I promise you, she is a fraud. You and I will be able to go to Ascot for the rest of our lives. What the fuck does that mean? Ascot? Like what Fred and Daphne wear? Like what? I know there is a public police report that no one has had the courage to publish, as they do not want to be seen attacking a victim, but being falsely accused will be the new head. It's infuriating to read these, but I guess I need to remind myself and you that it didn't work. He did go to jail. And then somebody killed him. There. Okay, next set of emails. Okay. Kathy Rumler wrote. So, who the fuck is Kathy Rumler? I'm assuming, I searched up Kathy Rumler. What comes up is Catherine Rumler, attorney and former White House counsel. Of course she is. So she was White House counsel from 2011 to 2014. Who was president at that time? Barack Obama, the war criminal. So let's go back. So this is from Kathy Rumler. Remember, White House counsel for Barack Obama, emailing with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, sorry. Okay. This is Jeffrey Epstein wrote to her. You need to talk to your boss. Who's her boss? She's White House counsel for Barack Obama. Who's her boss? Agreed, but I need to be prepared to say yes before I talk to him. What the fuck does that mean, Kathy? So then Jeffrey writes back, Understood. It comes down to high risk slash reward, low, high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward, professional, emotional, and financial. Most girls do not have to worry about this crap. Well, most girls aren't messaging a global sex trafficker. Where the fuck do you get off, you fucking cunt? And this was in 2014. Notice how she was she was counsel to White House counsel to Barack Obama from 2011 to 2014. Notably, Barack Obama did not leave office till 2016. So, and 2011 was when he was running his campaign for the second time. So, why'd you leave, Kathy? Why'd you get? Were you let go? Were you fired for your connections? And did you know Obama? Like, okay, so Jeffrey Epstein wrote, "Girls? Question mark? Careful, I will renew an old habit." What? This week, Peter Thiel, Larry Summers, Bill Burns, Gordon Brown, Jaglin, Council of Europe and Nobel Chairman, the Mongolian President, Hardeep Pure, India, Boris Gates, Jabor Qatar, Sultan, Dubai, Coslin, Harvard, Leon Black, Woody. Ew. Woody Allen. Ugh. You are welcome guest at any. Also, if a whole bunch of fucking perverts is what he just fucking. Peter Thiel needs to go to jail. Okay. And also, if you think there are interesting people in town, everyone here for Climate Summit, Clinton Security Council. Holy shit, I'm on redacted for next 30 minutes. And then Kathy Rumler writes back, doesn't look like you are prioritizing your schedule very effectively. How are you going to manage all of that? This is Unga week, so the boss will be in town too. Who's her boss? Barack Obama. Right. Unless she means someone directly above her, but who would Jeffrey Epstein be interested in? How are you going to manage all of that? This is Unga week, the boss will be in town too. I'll be here all week. You may get sick of me. Just sat down on the train, so can't talk freely. Okay. So, this feels like, it doesn't even feel like, at first I was like, okay, well, was he getting intelligence from this woman? But it's awfully familiar, doesn't it? Like, were you two fucking? Hey, were you two fucking? Hey, Kathy, hey, what's going on? Catherine Rumler, what's going on, babe? What the fuck is this? What does this mean? All of these people need to be fucking subpoenaed. All of these people need to be subpoenaed by Congress. Because what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Did we finish that? Yes, we did. Okay. And so can't talk freely. What? Who would want to talk freely if you're not like friends or like more than friends? Like, also Jeffrey Epstein for his Jeffrey Epstein vacation Gmail, fucking stupid asshole. He has fucking like attorney-client privilege notices on his emails. Notably, not an attorney. Okay, like I don't, it's so weird. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein wrote to who? Hello? to Tom Barrack. Okay, so who the fuck is Tom Barrack? Tom Barrack, looked the motherfucker up. He is currently the ambassador to Turkey. The ambassador to Turkey has now been leaked to have emails with fucking bitch. Sorry. Leaked to have emails with Jeffrey Epstein. So, Barack has for decades been a close friend of and fundraiser for U.S. President Donald Trump. Of course he has. Drain the swamp. At this point, I'm with the crazy conspiracy wing, but yeah, Donald Trump is the swamp, motherfucker. Jeffrey Epstein was the swamp, and Donald Trump is titties deep in that shit, bitch. Fuck this. What the fuck? Okay, fundraiser and close friend of Donald Trump for decades, representing him in television news appearances. He was a senior advisor to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and served as the chairman of his inaugural committee. Wow. In Trump's second administration, Barack serves as United States ambassador to Turkey. Insane, bro. Okay. So, these are emails from between him and Jeffrey Epstein, the global sex trafficker pedo. So, Jeffrey Epstein wrote, "Hope you are well. Photos look good. FYI, I receive many calls a week about both Donald, redacted, Marla, beauty contest, Mar-a-Lago, etc." So, Marla is, I don't know. Okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The redacted name, obviously we don't know. Most likely a victim. Marla Maples is Trump's ex-wife. Beauty contest. Trump owned the, what was it, Miss America, Miss USA, or whatever, Miss Universe, something like that. And he has even said himself that he went back, he was he's admitted to being a pervert there. And also, I'm pretty sure he's embezzled in so many different countries. Well, companies and he's a con man. He's a fraud. He's a terrible businessman. And so there's all sorts of shady shit in every single one of his businesses. So there's multiple things that could be in reference to so the beauty contest, Mar-a-Lago, etc. And Clinton from reporters. Less so recently with Clinton, but my answers are always I have nothing to say or I try to ignore altogether. A few times I have been ambushed on the street with questions, but am more careful now. So this is in March 2016. It's just, this is when Trump he was sworn in 2017. Yeah, so he was campaigning for president. So Jeffrey Epstein is messaging Tom Barrack, who in the first amendment, he was a senior advisor to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. So Jeffrey Epstein is informing Donald Trump's campaign advisor about that he's been getting many calls a week about both Donald and Clinton, and he lists multiple things that he's being asked about Donald, and there's a redacted victim's name. So then Tom Barrack writes back, "Hope you're good. Let's catch up." And then Jeffrey Epstein writes back, "Send photos of you and child. Makes me smile." Ew, 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 ew. I would like to take that with good faith, but I can't because you're a fucking pedophile. What the fuck? I hate this. I hate men. Oh, I I can't do like I. Oh my god. Okay, so Michael Wolff, who is he was biographer of Epstein, was going to be. I think was biographer of Trump. I think he's written a few books. Anyways, he's kind of a dick. Um, Good journalist, I would say, but like, anyways, not a criminal, but kind of a douche. Um, Michael Wolff says, I'm interviewing him this afternoon. Anything you think I should ask? And Jeffrey Epstein writes back, do you want to be provocative? Trump shuttle, Hawaiian tropic contests, mortgage on Mar-a-Lago, revenue of golf courses as income, total debt of all cause. I don't know what that means. I'm not financially well versed. People don't want to contribute to money, as he said he is worth over 10 billion. Why should they? California already coming up short. Farther bought money as he is worth wait, what? Farther bought chips in the casino to stave off bankruptcy. Chips because it was better than the first lien under the gambling rules. Matt, his bagman, his loan from his brother-in-law, judge's husband. How much did his father leave? His brother Robert, etc. Otherwise, you can just throw easies. What? Okay. What? I feel like I need to take a class in order to understand this man's speech patterns, because he is so illiterate. There's so much shit in that. Like, I can't even address it all because it's like, so like, I mean, he's giving Michael Wolff all of the fucking goods. Jeffrey Epstein clearly hated fucking Trump. He hated Trump with everything in him. Every single private communication that's released from Jeffrey Epstein about Trump is so, like, he thinks the worst. He told Michael Wolff that Donald Trump is a man without scruples. This is a international sex trafficker pedo. Said that Donald Trump is a man without scruples. Basically, what that means is there is no moral line that in the sand that Donald Trump will not cross. Jeffrey Epstein said that about Trump. And I think back in the day, I don't remember when it was, but basically, Jeffrey Epstein told Trump that he was going to buy this property in Palm Beach, I think it was, and Donald Trump came in under him and bought it for cheaper or whatever, and basically just stole the property from him because he wanted to. And ever since then, I think Jeffrey Epstein was like, fuck that dude, and was just gathered like. I think that pissed him off more than anything, because like nothing is meaningful to these men. Nothing is sacred. There's nothing. So everything just becomes about power and what you own and what you can buy or persuade other people or make people like let go of their morals just to like they get off on other people like bending to like this deplorable state of living. Like So Michael Wolff writes back, job is to get the hard ones in without being ejected from the room. What's the one question that pierces through? Jeffrey writes back, maybe you can ask why Bernie Nussbaum got Vince Foster's letter quickly. That is a Hillary problem. He would smile, and then you can ask his relationship with the electricians union and Mar-a-Lago, and out you go. So I'm sorry, I read that how it's spelled, but it says relationship with the electricians. He's just an illiterate fool. So I did, but I did look up Vince Foster, and he was an American attorney who served as deputy White House counsel during the first 6 months of the Clinton administration. Vincent was a childhood friend of Bill Clinton, then known as Billy Blythe Clinton. Childhood friend. Worked in his administration. So that's who's being mentioned by Jeffrey here. So, and then you can ask why Bernie Nussbaum, he is, okay. Looked him up. Bernie Nussbaum was an American attorney best known for having served as White House counsel under President Bill Clinton. Because, of course, he had. This shit is just so fucking ridiculous, bro. So, he's talking about two advisors for Bill Clinton. Asked why Bernie Nussbaum got Vince Foster's letter quickly. That is a Hillary problem. He would smile. Then you can ask his relationship with the electrician, blah, blah, blah. So Michael Wolff writes back, what's the thumbnail on Nussbaum Foster? Nussbaum is White House counsel. Hillary doing naughties with Vince. What? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Sorry, I just looked down and he committed suicide? In July 1993, he was found dead of a gunshot wound in Fort Macy Park. 5 official governmental investigations ruled his death a suicide, but several conspiracy theories emerged. What the fuck? Okay, we're reacting in real time because what? What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Okay, so although police found no evidence of foul play, several tabloids and newsletters speculated that Foster's death may have been a homicide, possibly involving the Clintons themselves. Subsequent. Well, I mean. Those two bitches are evil. Hillary Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Hillary and Hillary. Those motherfuckers. They need to go to jail too. Hillary Clinton should specifically go to a Libyan prison. I'm sure they would enjoy that. A final. Oh my god, this is just so crazy. Subsequent investigations by Special Prosecutor Robert Fisk and the Senate Banking Committee concluded there was no evidence of a homicide. A final investigation led by Special Prosecutor Kenneth Starr also concluded there was no evidence to support the claim that Foster was murdered. Starr's reports addressed several additional questions about physical and forensic evidence that had previously fueled speculation about the case. The report established that Foster owned the handgun used in the suicide and confirmed that the body had not been moved from its position prior to the discovery by police. The report concluded, in sum, based on all available evidence, which is considerable, the Office of Independent Counsel agrees with the conclusion reached by every official entity that has examined the issue. Mr. Foster committed suicide by gunshot in Fort Macy Park on July 20th, 1993. The suicide has nevertheless continued to fuel speculation. Then presidential candidate Donald Trump made news in 2016 when he remarked in an interview with the Washington Post that Foster's death was very fishy, and added, "I will say there are more people who continue to bring it up because they think it was absolutely a murder. I don't do that because I don't think it's fair." A draft of a resignation letter was found torn into 27 pieces in a briefcase after his death. Associate White House counsel Steve Neuwirth discovered the torn pieces of the note in Foster's briefcase. After receiving the note from Neuwirth, Bernard Nussbaum handled the note various times before giving it to Park Police Lieutenant Joseph Magby the following evening. So that was the other man mentioned in the email from Epstein. The United States Department of Justice revealed the note's contents at a joint press conference with the Park Police. The DOJ stated that a smudged palm print was on the note, but no fingerprints. They confirmed the handwriting as Foster's. The FBI laboratory performed a 1995 fingerprint examination of the note and identified Nussbaum's palm print on it. 3 handwriting experts stated that the note was a forgery, with Oxford University manuscript expert Reginald Alton stating that the forgery was done by a moderate forger, not necessarily a pro, someone who could forge a check. However, the final report stated that the 3 separate handwriting analyses of the note by Capitol Police and FBI determined that the handwriting on the note was Foster's. Wait, what? 3 handwriting experts stated that the note was a forgery, with Oxford University manuscript expert Reginald Alton stating that the forgery was done by a moderate forger, not necessarily a pro, but someone who could forge a check. However, the final report stated that the complete opposite. Okay, so what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so what? Hey, what? What? This dude was the. Whoa, okay. So he was deputy White House counsel. Notice how almost all. Kathy Rumler, former White House counsel, uh, he was the presidential senior advisor to the presidential campaign, special White House counsel, fucking Bernie Nussbaum, former White House counsel. This is fucked, dude. What the fuck? So this is in 2016. Oh my god. Okay. So maybe you can ask why Bernie Nussbaum. I didn't know. Okay. The context is like smacking me like a wrecking ball upside the head. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Maybe you can ask why Bernie Nussbaum got Vince Foster's letter quickly. So he's basically saying you can ask why Bernie Nussbaum got Vince Foster's resignation letter that he tore up in 27 pieces before he killed himself, allegedly, now. What? He's asking why he got it so quickly. That's a Hillary problem. He would smile, then you would ask, and we did just read that Donald Trump had brought it up in an interview. So they're trying to play into it, but like it's still like, what's the thumbnail on Nussbaum Foster? Michael Wolff asked Jeffrey Epstein. Nussbaum, White House counsel. Hillary doing naughties with Vince. What? What? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, we all knew that she had been alleged, like, the rumor mill has been swinging on that woman, like, her husband is a perv. Obviously, she's getting something on the side. But, like, huh? And you knew about it? And if you knew, and if you actually did, and if that is the truth, you knew about it, and how did you use it to your benefit, you piece of fucking trash? This is fucking fucked. We're only like 6 emails in, or like, what the fuck? So, from Michael Wolff to Jeffrey Epstein, subject: now could be the time. There's an opportunity to come forward this week and talk about Trump in such a way that would garner you some great sympathy. Never would happen. And help finish him. Interested? Guess we don't get an answer. From Jeffrey Epstein to Peter Mandelson. So, Peter Mandelson is a member of the... Oh, he was he just got he just got fired and disgraced for the emails between him and Jeffrey Epstein coming out. He was the U.S. ambassador, or he was the United States, or fucking hell, United Kingdom ambassador to the U.S. He was just let go. Fired. So that's who that is. Peter Mandelson. Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein to Peter Mandelson, 63 years old, you made it. I'm guessing it's his birthday or some bullshit. Who cares? From Jeffrey Epstein again to Peter Mandelson. Wait, what? No. Okay. Peter Mandelson back to after he said, Jeffrey Epstein says, 63 years old, you made it. And then Peter Mandelson says, I have decided to extend my life by spending more of it in the U.S. Well, go back to your own country and go to jail. And then Jeffrey Epstein says back to him in the Donald White House. And then Peter Mandelson says, what's the Donald White House? And how are you? Do you have worms for brains? What's going on? Hello? Donald Trump, dipshit. He was running for president. Actually, he had just won the presidency. What are you talking about? You idiot. The fuck? Trump. And having a great deal of fun. What? So Jeffrey Epstein says back, Donald Trump, and having a great deal of fun. In hindsight, you were right about staying away from Andrew. I was right in your staying with Ronaldo. Who the fuck is Ronaldo? I don't fucking know. And you were right about staying away from Andrew? Well, bitch, you didn't. The fuck? Like, ugh. Like, what the fuck? Like, this motherfucker. These people are, all of them need to go to jail. Okay, Kathy Rumler again. Oh, former White House counsel to Barack Obama. She says, Trump is so gross. Look who you're talking to. You're talking to an international sex trafficker. Jeffrey Epstein says worse in real life and up close. He really did not like him. This is in 2017 after Trump's inauguration. Kathy Rumler wrote back to Jeffrey Epstein, hard to imagine. He really does remind me of MacGyver, and I'm suffering PTSD. MacGyver, like the fix-it guy? Like, I don't know what that means. Who's MacGyver? The fuck? The fuck? Like, I don't know what that means. Maybe, why were you two so close? and conversational and familiar, Kathy Rumler. She needs to be subpoenaed. Like, what the fuck? If he's MacGyver, are you Marla Maples? What does this mean? What does this mean? And then she writes back, no, I ranked much lower. There's no lower that you can get. You are the lowest of the low. Look who you're talking to. Okay, so these are from Roy Black. This is Jeffrey Epstein to Roy Black. Roy Black was Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. He was the one who died fairly recently. When was it? July 21st, 2025. So when a lot of this started picking up, when a lot of the Epstein stuff started picking up, he passed away. And it was a very, I mean, the man was ancient. He was, how old was he? He was 80 years old. So it was very suspiciously timed, but at the same time, it's like, how can you really conspire about that? The man was 80. Like, he was he was lawyer for actor Kelsey Grammer, that cheating ass motherfucker. Girls Gone Wild creator Joe Francis, artist Peter Max, financier Jeffrey Epstein, and pop musician Justin Bieber. Ew. Okay, so this is from Jeffrey Epstein to Roy Black, who will represent Acosta at hearings. Alex Acosta is the uh, United States attorney that uh, gave that got like was he was the prosecutor that was in charge of the Epstein case in 2008. He was the one who gave Epstein that sweetheart deal. So there's been multiple times that Acosta has been subpoenaed and brought into like about to and questioned about that. So Jeffrey Epstein asked his lawyer, who will represent Acosta at hearings. Roy Black says back, he will be by himself, perhaps a Trump administration aide to assist and accompany him. And then Jeffrey Epstein forwards it to Reed Weingarten, which I'm pretty sure is just a lawyer. Yeah, just a lawyer. So then Reed Weingarten. Okay, so this is from Parker or Ashley Parker, sent from my BlackBerry in 2017. Who had a BlackBerry in 2017? Anyway, sorry, not important. Not important. So not important. Okay, so Ashley Parker emails Reed Weingarten, who is a lawyer. This is the only thing I could find of him. He's not very prominent. Ashley Parker. Hi, Reed. Ashley Parker here at the Washington Post. I cover the White House and am emailing because my colleague Bob Costa and I were getting ready to post a story about President Trump's decision to move ahead with retaining outside counsel, and we understand you're one of the finalists for the role and have already spoken with senior White House officials. I just want to let you know that we plan to mention your name and, of course, see if you want to comment. And I also wanted to check to see if you were open to chatting totally off the record, just in case there's any nuance or guidance you'd like to provide. She provides her number and then her desk extension, I guess. Or no, her desk number. Okay. Weird. So, so I'm guessing Reed Weingarten forwarded it to Jeffrey Epstein, I guess. And then Jeffrey Epstein says, do you want it or Jared? Who the fuck is Jared? Jared, the Kushner? Like, I have no fucking clue. This is crazy. Hello. And so Reen Weingarten emails back to Jeffrey Epstein and says, "Do I have the choice? And if so, your view?" President Trump was retaining outside counsel, and we understand you're one of the finalists for the role. And he immediately goes to Jeffrey Epstein and talks about it to like ask him his opinion. Do I have a choice? And if so, your view on it. Like, huh? Hello? Oh my god. Now I have to fucking go. Fucking this dipshit. Larry Summers is an American economist who served as United States Secretary of the Treasury from 1999 to 2001 and as Director of National Economic Council from 2009 to 2010. He also served as President of Harvard University from 2001 to 2006. So he worked for both Clinton and Obama. He's just, ugh, like a human toe. Like, ew, he's so, ew. I hate all of these people. So Larry Summers emails Jeffrey Epstein. The subject is Donald still feeling good? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. From Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Summers. Wild. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry again. Okay, so, Larry Summers wrote to Jeffrey Epstein, "Are you still plugged into the show?" And then Jeffrey Epstein writes back, "Wild, there will be some changes this week. Funny, but Kaslowitz is getting turned down repeatedly by firms unwilling to represent Donald." Donald. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, jeez. So Larry Summers writes back, "Moore would represent Donald if Kaslowitz was out of the picture. Not surprising, very hard to be a law firm representing POTUS and know what to do when POTUS lies to you. My world thinks poorly of Gorlick for representing Jared. How guilty is Donald?" So then he writes a poem, I guess. "Of crudity, surely. Of gross ignorance, surely. Of being utterly without the intellect temperament for the job, surely. Of being overlying on family profiting, very likely. Of gross disregard for appearances, almost surely. Almost surely. Of Russians having financial leverage, less clear. Of Russians helping an election with complicity of his campaign, plausible but not certain. Strikes me if you work for Donald, you don't freelance, so he is guilty of whatever his campaign did. Do you agree with foregoing?" And then he has his fucking initials. I guess I don't know why. And then he puts at the end, "Follow me on Twitter at LHSummers, www.larrysummers.com." So then, Jesus Christ. Jeffrey Epstein writes back to Larry Summers, "Your world does not understand how dumb he really is. He will blame everyone around him." Well, that's the fucking Bible. "For bad results, Gary Cohn in good place, as is Jared. All others not long for this world. Interesting argument whether using WhatsApp is obstruction of justice. Deletes after sending? Question mark. The fuck does that mean? Hello? So, from Jeffrey Epstein to redacted, completely redacted. The subject is, "How are you? Send this interview to Donald Trump, please. It's going to be everywhere." And then there's a interview, a link to a YouTube video interview. So, Larry Summers wrote, was there, spoke well, spent time with SoftBank Deputy Najib or some such piff guy too, flying back. How is life among the lucrative and louche? Jeffrey Epstein writes back to Larry Summers, anyone stand out? When we meet, I will endeavor to mesmerize you with stories of DC. So wild! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? So Larry Summers writes back to Jeffrey Epstein. The subject is trending now. Friends for 3 decades. Trump whisperer says he is stunned by president's rhetoric. So Larry Summers writes back to Jeffrey. SoftBank deputy guy I liked and seemed aware and honest regarding son. Lots of slathering to Saudis. I yipped about inclusion. I observed that half the IQ in the world was possessed by women. Half? Probably like 70%. Without mentioning they are more than 51% of the population. What? Talk about IQ to Jeffrey Epstein. Mnuchin plumbs new depths. War seems more likely than I used to think. Donald Trump is the world's luckiest guy in terms of opposition, economy, etc. Well, in terms of opposition, yeah, Chuck Schumer is the fucking proving that again. Economy, etc. Still thinks his world will collapse. I'm trying to figure why American elite think if you murder your baby by beating and abandonment, it must be irrelevant to your admission to Harvard, but hit on a few women 10 years ago and can't work at a network or think tank. In all caps, do not repeat this insight. What? 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 Look at this freaking weirdo. Look at this creepy fucking blobfish looking motherfucker. What the fuck? You creepy fucking weirdo. What the fuck? Hello? Excuse me? What does this mean? Huh? Huh? Ew. Ew. Look at him, this ugly fuck. Ew. 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 Was everybody around Clinton just fucking compromised as fuck? And what the fuck is he talking about? If you think you murder your baby by... Why American elite think if you murder your baby by beating and abandonment, it must be irrelevant for your admission to Harvard. Is that into reference to a case I'm not aware of? But hit on a few women 10 years ago and can't work at a network or think tank. What do you mean by that? Hit on a few women? I doubt it. And hit on a few women 10 years ago? Hit on a few women 10 years ago? That's... Where? Where did you hit on them? And what do you constitute as hitting on those women? Were you hitting on women in the workplace? Were you sexually harassing people? Because I wouldn't call that hitting on women. I would call that sexual harassment. I mean, and giving who you're fucking speaking to, subpoena this fool. Subpoena this fucking ugly motherfucking bitch. Okay, more. Kathy Rumler, who also needs to be fucking subpoenaed Oh, okay. Kathy Rumler needs to be subpoenaed. She emails Jeffrey Epstein. Here's a story from the New York Times that I thought you'd find interesting. The principal case for impeachment is clear. What's missing is the courage. Well, that was true. Jeffrey Epstein writes back, I think he makes the argument that it was his, Trump's money, making it not illegal, though he also said he only found out afterwards. The fact, according to the indictment, was billed as services rendered and grossed up. I'm sure his account has flipped anyway. I did talk in detail to Starr yesterday. Who's Starr? Starr Jones? Most likely not. Regarding indictments, how Trump can make a deal. Special counsel. Clinton's trash can. Yes, Starr, give me more. Yuck. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, what does that mean? So then Kathy Rumler writes back, it makes no difference whether it was his money. Issue is failure to disclose. Plus, fact that he has lied his ass off about it makes clear he knew it was illegal. Well, it doesn't matter. He didn't get impeached. Well, he didn't get successfully impeached. So then Jeffrey Epstein writes back, ID, who knows? The motherfucker is illiterate. Morris concedes that American Dharma could be an uncomfortable experience for those still wrestling with the realities of the Trump era in America. It's a kind of horror movie, says Morris. I don't know how better to describe it. And Kathy Rumler writing to the billionaire financier says rich person problem. Okay, what? And then Jeffrey Epstein writes back and this is in 2018. So he had been emailing this woman, Kathy Rumler, regularly for years and years. They were very familiar, very friendly. And she was the former White House counsel to Barack Obama. And some of the emails were during that time. So, what the fuck? And he says, I'll call you from New York. Okay, last one. Jesus fuck. Steve Bannon, bitch ass motherfucker. He says the message F and B only. Whatever the fuck that means. And then Jeffrey Epstein, can't believe nobody is making you the connective tissue. Huh? What? Huh? Steve Bannon, recall Prince Andrew's accuser came out of Mar-a-Lago. This is in 2019, so this is when this is all coming out. And so I guess Steve Bannon is implicated in this shit, and Jeffrey Epstein was saying to him, can't believe nobody is making you the connective tissue, the person that connected all of this. And he writes back, well, remember, Prince Andrew's accuser, Virginia Giuffre, came out of Mar-a-Lago. Steve Bannon needs to be subpoenaed. Prince Andrew. So Jeffrey Epstein says Prince Andrew and Trump today. Too funny. What's funny, you demon? God. And then Jeffrey Epstein says again. Once they are gone, the monarchy is dependable. Hey, so what the fuck? What the fuck is this, Steve Bannon? What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, hey, what's going on? This is every single one of these emails have been so fucked up. This shit goes so fucking deep, and especially on we how many there were like 3 or 4 former White House counsel who were mentioned or emailing with Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon, who bitch ass is all up in the fucking RN, like the Republican Party and like Trump's ass, and like, what the fuck is this? Like, now we have like all of this. The when we have also have confirmation that is Jeffrey Epstein. We pretty much have confirmation that he was in fact Israeli intelligence in some form or another. Now we're getting years of emails of him and a White House counsel, multiple White House counsels, multiple details about former White House counsels, people who were involved in multiple presidencies, like people who worked for Clinton, Obama, Trump, like, oh my God. Everybody needs to keep their eyes open. This is fucking insane. Like, I don't have it. I'm like, again, I'm speechless because like this is so deplorable. So fucking, this goes so fucking deep. And it's been so easy for all of us to just brush off the conspiracy theorists and be like, oh, whatever. Like, okay, cool. Like, no, no, no. They're right about this one. I think they're all the conspiracy theories about Jeffrey Epstein are pretty much true. Prove me wrong. All right. If you made it this far, thank you. Have a good night. Keep your eyes open.